Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Yamcha's podcast. And I am yours truly, the one and only Yamcha. so, this subject's been on my heart in particular lately. I wanted to come on here and I just wanted to kick things off by just acknowledging, you know, that the traditional path, bro, the conventional path is not for me. It's not for me. Um, I've done a lot of thinking lately in terms of just, how you may have gotten those questions beforehand, like what do you want to do with your life and, um, what's like your 5 year plan, da 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 da. And those were some really hard questions for me to answer because whenever I came up with an answer, there was just one thing I could never shake off when answering such questions. And that's, you know, well, due to me being me. um, I am very uncommercial, unconventional, and uncompromising. And, you know, compromises everywhere, bro. I 100% get it. I want 1,000% understand that compromise is everywhere. And as a result, the way that I play the game of life is always going to be on the nightmare difficulty level because I just am I'm just me. I'm just me, bro. I'm just me. I don't know how else to tell you, you know. And just, so like just to elaborate on that further, right? Like, you know, I've worked a lot of jobs. I went to college twice. I, you know, uh, you know, I tried to plan and find things to do. I updated resumes with some assistance. I dedicated a lot of time, and energy for a lot of things only for me to realize, let's face it, bro. I just had to, speak to myself. I said, hey, bro, I wasn't ready for this time, and this time wasn't ready for me. Modern day values, bro, are trash. You telling me that in order to have a chance of making myself marketable in the dating market, I basically have to be a baller? Are you serious? What application is there for that? Nothing. So, nah, I don't want that. It may be a guarantee I'll never get married, even though I like to, but I don't want to be something that I'm not. So, you can forget that. And I don't want to have to hear any more being on these modern day. I don't want to have to hear any more of modern platformers talking about relationships, about how what a man is and what a woman is, and da 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 da. It's like, people, how about just live for Christ? How about just live a holy life? Hmm? How about keep your Johnson tucked in the pants? You know what I'm saying? How about just understanding that bettering yourself is worth the investment than trying to traumatize yourself and understanding that modern day values don't care about what God cherishes. Let's see what God says about how he views this life, huh? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't need God. For those who are willing to have a conversation, those are the people I can talk to, bro. But if you don't want a conversation, you leave me alone. Because you're going to see a side of me you wish you never seen. Creepy, right? Yeah, not to veer off topic. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest because, again, there's a lot of things in the modern world that I don't care about. So getting back to work, I've had to work a lot of jobs. I try to make the bread. I try to be loyal. I try to do what I do to lock in. And guess what? Guess what? Being around such people, my own goals, my own pursuits, because I'm a creative person. I'm a very creative, passionate person. Excuse me. I'm a very creative, passionate person. And with such creative endeavors stored up in my heart, I realize that being around such people who are not like me is detrimental for me because I'm not a boring, compromising, conventional person, and I don't want to be. And so one way for me to approach how to get to the bag, how to make bread one day, once I get another job again, is I'm going to have to play the game, but, slither like a snake in a way. Or in the words of Kobe Bryant, be a different animal while remaining the same beast. You see, here's my glimpse of what success can look like. For those of you who are familiar with WWE, you obviously know that if you're a WWE superstar, the highest that you could ever accomplish in your entire career is to get into the big leagues, the equivalent of the NFL Super Bowl. It's, become so dominant that you become a main event superstar and main event WrestleMania to become WWE champion or world heavyweight champion, or in today's case, become the WWE world heavyweight champion. That is the highest pursuit for a WWE wrestler. Well, for me, fun fact about me, having watched WWE for a while, I can confidently tell you right now, out of all the championship belts, as much as I like the world heavyweight, I love, I love the WWE Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship belt. Why? Because back in the day, if you became Intercontinental Champion, you were guaranteed a shot to becoming World Champion, WWE or World Heavyweight. So for me, success, if I was a WWE superstar, would look like this, bro. Bro, it's a tough business. I want to make it. I just want to make it. I cannot, everybody is not built like John Cena. Everybody's not built like Brock Lesnar. The higher up the card, the higher up the money is. And I'm being honest with myself. If I compete in 150 matches, you know what I'm saying, and I never get a world title shot, but at the very least, I become a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, and that's all I can show for, I'd be happy with that. Because, everybody has their version of success. And if becoming Intercontinental Champion is what you want, which is, I've entertained this for a long time. Yeah, that's what I wanted. If I was a WWE champion, I would totally be happy if I became, a former Intercontinental Champion. Because on that belt lies the great names. I mean, come on. Like I said, if you were an Intercontinental Champion, you were guaranteed that you were going to be higher up. Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, you know, uh, Eddie Guerrero, CM Punk. Um, who else? Mm, those are the ones from the top of my head. I'm a bit of a WWE nerd. You know how I go. You know. um, but yeah, man, just so that's what my version of success looks like. And having worked the jobs that I've worked at, I just had those thoughts, man. Like, what am I fighting for? What am I living for? Do I even have a good reason for why I'm doing this? And overhearing such and such guy or gal talk about, what they're gonna do for the weekend and da 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 and just, or you graduate college and you got the paper, but now what? You know what I'm saying? Or you try to pursue, that job, or you try to pursue that career and you find out it wasn't a good fit because you are who you are. You know, you might have a great attitude, you may be loyal, but you know, if you're not built a certain way, you're not going to get the job. It is what it is, and I can't tell you how many rejection letters I've gotten, and you know, just the system and how things work. It just makes you realize that you know it's just not built for you. It's not built for me. You know what I'm saying? And so there is a freedom in this. I want you to know, if you've been there, you've worked jobs, and it's just not a good fit, bro. I just want you to know I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, this past year, I lost my job and nobody notified me, and I will never understand the reason why. And, man, but even when I worked that job, bro, looking back, I wasn't motivated. I wasn't motivated. I realize more than ever before now, to make it in any way financially, I mean, for one, is, I mean, my definition of trying to make it is you have to, like, I don't even know what to tell you, because it's like trying to make it looks so different now. And I just hope and pray, and I've prayed so many times, that it says, one text says, man's steps are from Yahweh, man's steps are from the Lord. How then can man understand his way? So I want to leave off with a note of encouragement when I say this. Please know and understand, if you are built unconventional, built uncommercial, uncompromising, that's in and of itself, that is in and of itself a freedom. It's a freedom because you get to play the game your own way, even though the difficulty level is on nightmare. It means that you can make the bread at any job you can go to within reason. And so long as you have the right people around you, it's possible to pursue the very things you want. Because I realized that that's cracking the code. That's the answer. Doing what you want to do is how you can make it. You just need a little, few things under your belt. Get a driver's license. Get your GED or high school diploma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you, oh, go to college. Quite frankly, going to college is waste. But there's benefit depending on, what you want to aim for. But 9 times out of 10, going to college is a waste. And I don't want to be around people who don't share the same values as me. That's another thing. It's very important to look for people who share the same values, share the same dreams as you. Let's face it, people. Come on now. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know what I'm saying? You want to play for the team that's going to help you to win a championship, and you want to suffer with that dominant boss who treats you like he's like a general and you're the grunt, or you want to be on a team that still tries to win, but if you don't make it to the finals and you want to chill in your summertime, which one you want to pick? Shoot, man. I mean, I like to win, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna waste my time being treated like I'm a military grunt to some drill sergeant like, you know, player. I don't need that in my life. Michael Jordan, you may have won 6 championships, bro, but that style of leadership, bro, I can't do it. I am not about treating my teammates like they're grunts. You can forget it. And so I want to leave you off with this, man. Pursue whatever you want to pursue so long as it's healthy, so long as it brings happiness, and so long as it is being done to the glory of God. And with that being said, people, that's all I got. That's all I got for you today, man. And I was so excited when I started to take notes for how to, just record this. And it just needed to be said, man. You've won half the battle. You've won half the battle if you are uncompromising, unconventional, and uncommercial. Don't be like what the modern age tells you. In the words of Lecrae, in his song Rise, you are not what the media imposed on you. God made you and he rose for you, so you rise. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that is another edition of the Yamcha's podcast. I will tune in onto the next episode. But in the meantime, I'm Yamcha, and I'm out, man. Peace.